Hello YouTubians, welcome back to another .Spicer11 YouTube video, and today is the big day for me showing on my sonic screwdriver collection. Since the last collection video, there's been a couple of sonics that's been out of the equation, and there's been one or two that's been added to the collection. I have got one sonic that I am not participating in the collection right now. Due to its current state. I'm going to be working on it though at some point, just not yet. So yeah. So to kick things off, I'm actually going to show this Sonic first, even though I could participate in the collection, but I'm not going to right now due to the current state. So here it is. This is this is me one day getting bored and putting my broken screwdrivers together and making an ultimate Sonic. As you can see, this is two bottom halves put together. This was originally my old shark-eating screwdriver bottom. Sorry. This was originally the bottom piece for the shark-eating screwdriver, but my touch control stopped working, so I converted that one instead of this one, so I could make the other one light up. It does have a removable hinge. I tried gluing it, but the glue has come undone. Glued it on the ring. I can undo it, but this is more of a project when I get round to doing it. I'm going to turn it into a custom Sonic when I've got the chance. It's going to be a nice colour scheme. I really want a blue and black one, really, like the Mark. I think it's the Mark 1, I'm not sure. But for now, this is the state of the Sonic. Usually this was part of the touch control Sonic that I put together. Unfortunately, it stopped working, so I've put the parts together from that. So yeah, that's basically it. So I'm going to put that on the floor to remember not to put it back on the shelf. Now, there is a few repeated Sonics here, but there's a couple of different ones as well, so we'll get onto it. I will say there is a few customs in this one, including I think I put it on the table. Yes, I did. So yeah. So we're going to start off with the 13th Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver version 2. Now this was by Character Options. There's no batteries in it right now, because I wanted to put it in different screwdrivers. So yeah, the batteries are not in it, but yeah, basically it would have like 3 sounds and touch control feature on it, where you pick it up and it'll light up. Then another one, you press it once, it's a basic 13th Doctor sound. The next one's the diagnostic, and the third one's the broken Sonic sound effect. So yeah, and that's basically it. There's a reason why there was a version 2 out, because it was more accurate because of the frosted parts, but I think the main body could have been a little bit darker, to be honest, like the original was. So yeah. So here's another 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver version 2. I'm not joking, literally there's 2 of them. This one I think one of these I got for Christmas, so I would have left one in the box, but I was going to review it, because it's a different box, it's a reboxed version. So, yeah. Anyway, so this is basically like version 2.1, basically, or something like that, because they repackaged. So, yeah, basic same sound effects as the other one, just basically the same thing. So I'm just gonna get all the 13th Sonics out of the way. So here's another 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. No, this is not all 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdrivers. I got another one in a minute, but that's about it. So yeah, this one's the first version. This is what I got ages ago. I think it was like 2017, something like that. I'm not sure. I'm sure it was 2009. No, 18. I think. I'm not sure. When I first bought this thing and I first reviewed it, it was broken, and it was the last one on stock. So I took it upon myself to fix it. The problem was that the touch feature stopped working. I don't know why. So I took it apart and I took it upon myself to fix it. So, crap. There we go. I think it's because the batteries needed working in for a little minute. But yeah, it works fine, touch wood, so yeah. So this is the first sound effect. You got another one. And then you got another one. So yeah, I prefer this one to the version 2 of the Sonic. But yeah. But if they use like the clear parts on the Sonic, then it might have looked even better. But I prefer this dark tone wash opposed to this brighter one. Because it looks more like how the prop originally was. So I was watching a couple of videos of one of my friends has got the Rubber Sonic, the 13th Sonic, and it's like really good. So yeah. So this one's another 13th Doctor. I promise you, this is the last 13th Sonic I ever have in my collection. Unless I get a Rubber one. I doubt that, because they've stopped making them. But yeah, this is a 720 version, one of the expensive Sonics you could ever get in those times. Minus the massive screw holes and, the inaccurate size. But the features were there. It had the rotating crystal. I say it had because the batteries are not in it. And then it had the box standard 13 sound. I prefer the sound chip in this, but I like the body of this. So if they can mash it all together, that would be good, like Captain Jim Pie and Same Sonic Different Case did. So, yeah. The bottom piece could rotate, but sometimes some of them can rotate all the way around, but mine can only go side to side. Don't know why. I'm not going to question it, but yeah. So, yeah, that's that. So we're going to move to a classic Sonic. So here's the Third Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver. Now, this isn't any version. This one's the one that came with the Amazon set that I reviewed. The first review of the Amazon set that was actually released. Haha, I still feel lucky about that. You pull down, you got I think it was like the 11th Doctor sound chip. So you got the first one, the second one. 3 times you got the what's the other one? Where the 11th Doctor was using to just try and destroy the Cybermat. So, yeah, and then the 4th one, you got broken Sonic sound. So, yeah, it looks more like a lightsaber on the bottom. It just always does. I did have the version 2 at one point, but that broke ages ago. I need to get another one. So here's the 4th Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver, my first 4th Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver. This one got again with the Amazon set. So, yeah, it has 4 sound. Like the 10th Doctor's Sonic and the War Doctors. So, again, there's no batteries. A lot of these Sonics don't have batteries for a reason. So, yeah. It's a lot taller due to the emitter on the top. But other than that, it's the same size as the third. So, I'm going to move along and do a 11th Sonic Screwdriver. This one I was going to review. I did, but then I forgot to post a video. So I'm going to read. I have these Sonics I haven't reviewed properly, so I will be doing a proper review of them, like I did with the third one. So don't worry, I'm working on those. A bit of a paint chip there. It was brand new, but unfortunately that scraped off. Basically, this is a multi-tool. I've used this in one of my episodes of Doctor Who in the old room, where you see me like split apart Sonic Screwdriver, the One Company one, and then it turned out to be like actual Sonic bits in it. Screwdriver bits, not Sonic bits. Jeez. But yeah, basically this is one of the screechiest sounds I've ever heard. There we go. But yeah, I'll let you enjoy that sound for a minute. And yeah, now during time the paint does tend to I don't know if it'll show on camera. I'm just gonna tap on make sure it focuses on there at least, so I can. There, you can see it there. It cracks up because it's on metal. This bit's metal. The top part's plastic. The battery cover's plastic. Sorry, better change the focus. There we go. So yeah, so what you do is you split your screwdriver into parts. It looks like a shiny screwdriver when you do this. So custom for you. And you do this. You pull these out. You get 3 little bits. It does come in handy having this actually, and I've used it. And you just plonk it in the bottom, like so. And this is what you hold your screws on. So it makes my changing the batteries in a certain Sonic Screwdriver very easy. So changing a battery in a Sonic Screwdriver using a Sonic Screwdriver. How ironic is that? So yeah, it's pretty weighty. It's bottom heavy. So yeah, it's about as the same heft as the One Company 11th and 12th Doctor's Universal Remote. That's it on the bottom there. Speaking of 11th Doctor screwdrivers, this one's the B&M set version. I did review this ages ago when I was going to quit YouTube, but now I'm back full on, so yeah. I took the batteries out for the simplicity of keeping it as pristine as I can, for a reason. So if one of my other Sonics bust out, I've got a spare one, basically. So yeah. And the reason why I wanted this, because this was like the first type of the 11th Doctor Sonic. Well, proper 11th Doctor Sonic I had. The first one was like a projector one. That broke ages ago. Otherwise, I would have showed you it. But yeah. So here's the exact same one, but a little bit brighter. This one's like the older, like Wave 2, Wave 3 version. So give me a minute. Sorry about that. But yeah. So yeah, this is the same Sonic as the previous one. So I can show the sounds on this one. So yeah, I sometimes use it, sometimes. It just throws me up when you see the at the back, but at the front it's like, yeah, it's alright. But yeah, so moving on, we're going to look at the original 2010 release, 11th Doctor Sonic. Don't ask me how I got this. My dad bought some stuff off someone, and it was like a bunch of Doctor Who little bits, and I got like the 3.5-inch scale TARDIS, and the transtemporal screwdriver, and the 8th Doctor Sonic. This came with it, and this is the most pristinest Sonic screwdriver I've ever seen. This is the original 2010 release, and I've not even used it. The hinge is so floppy. It extends by pressing the spring. This is what I wanted since it first came out. I remember seeing this, and I said I always wanted one. I never got my hands on one. I had to make my own. But yeah, it has the same sound as this. It still works, touch wood. I haven't had any batteries in it for a while. To me, it's like a different mold. I don't know why. But yeah, it's a darker. Whereas again, I'm just going to show this right now. This is the Amazon set one. I hate the fact the claws are so wide on this. It's so annoying. And I've barely used it. I don't even have used it. But yeah, it's, you know, you can tell the difference automatically. So yeah, both same sound chip. We can show the sound chip in a minute because I've got a Sonic that has the sound in it. So yeah, moving on to the 8th Doctor Sonic screwdriver. This was the one that came when I was just telling you about the Sonic screwdrivers and the TARDIS. This one was like the pristinest one I had out of the two at the time until I got the B&M, not the B&M set, the Amazon set Sonics. So this is my second more pristine screwdriver. So I could do the mod, what same Sonic different case did, where you like cut this down and just glued it together. I might do that. I'm not sure. So I'm going to show you the sounds because I have this one. This one is my longest Sonic I've ever had. Don't tell me the batteries are dead. I've only just replaced these. There we go. I'm not going to lie, but this is like my least favourite Sonic because it's so static. I like to have it some, you know, to like collapse or do something. But again, this was the prop. But the prop actually did do something, but again, this is character, you know, pretty lazy at things. And yes, there's a Phillips head screw, that's massive than the original. But yeah, it's so beaten up. So, yeah. Moving on to a Sonic that you probably will know. Another 8th Doctor screwdriver, again, came from the Amazon set. This one's the most pristine one I've got. Apart from it has no batteries, so I'm not going to talk too much about it because there's nothing to really say. So yeah, so here we have the 5th Doctor Sonic. You thought it was another 8th Doctor Sonic. This one doesn't have batteries in. I don't know why I tried to check. This is basically the same as the 4th, but just with the white band and the back magnet red instead of being black. Basically, during the 4th Doctor period, the paint started to rub and then the white started to show, and then parts of the Sonic started to get beaten up, and then yeah. So we're gonna move on to we're gonna stay in a bit of an order. So this is the War Doctor Sonic. I really like this Sonic. I've got two of these. One kit with the B&M set. and one with when it first came out, which this at the time cost me 40 quid. 40 quid for a bit of plastic that has a lighting sound in it. Yeah, so what's the features? Well, it's the same sound chip as the 4th Doctor's and the 10th Doctor's, but yeah, I don't know why speaker does that. But some of you out there, especially Josh, may think this looks a bit something else. Stop it. But yes, I will show you the other one since I've just talked about it. Here's the other one. This is a pristine one. It's better condition. This looks like the one that was used in the 50th anniversary, even though it's not. But in fact, they did use the toy in the 50th anniversary because it was a modified toy. I think they didn't have the budget to make the metal one at the time. So, yeah. So, we're going to talk about 10th Sonics. Buckle up, kids. Anyways, so here's the first 10th Doctor Sonic I got for a long time. It's a bit battered, don't get me wrong. This is originally the first Aztec Sonic toy you'd ever get, unless you'd like to modify them. So, this one does have a light in it. Doesn't have any batteries in it currently. I took them out. But this was like the re-release where the pen was like not in it. But I took it to liberty and making a pen for myself. Because why not? So, yeah. It's small. It's actually smaller than the One Company Sonic, put it this way. I've got another one. This one came with a vortex manipulator, which I reviewed ages ago. So, yeah. Exactly the same size. I've done this one to make it look beaten up. Like it's been, like, had it for a while. And this one, like, brand new. Like the 9th Doctor, basically. So, yeah. These are really tiny. So, yeah. So moving on to the other 10th Doctor Sonics. This was the second 10th Doctor Sonic I got. This was like the longest 10th Doctor Sonic I've ever kept pristine. This is the one that came from 2017/18. And I reviewed this ages ago. This is the limited edition one. Obviously, they don't make these like they used to, apparently. Oh, I forgot how chunky these felt, because I've always carried the One Company Sonic with me, and now it's like boxy, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this is the one where you get the two pens, the UV ink and the black pen. I did do a core swap with the Day of the Doctor. No, which one was it? I did a core swap with one of the Sonics, because the Day of the Doctor Sonic, I swapped the core out to the B&M version, so then I can put the B&M version core into it to make it look like the 9th Doctor Sonic. So, yeah. This one has the 4 sound effects. I'm not going to show you. I think this is the UV version. I can't remember which core it is, but it is either blue LED or a UV. But yeah, it'd have 4 sound effects. You could extend it like that. So yeah, I remember having loads of these when I was like a kid. But now I'm like, every time I had one, they always broke on me. But now this is like the longest one. So yeah. So here's another one. This is the one I used to carry with me all the time. For my cosplays. So yeah, this is the B&M version with the Day of the Doctor core in it. So yeah. So it has 4 sounds. So yeah, that's basically it. It's massive, it's boxy. I forgot how boxy it is, especially on the ball section. You thought the toy is small, wait until you handle the replica. So, yeah. And then we have the Amazon set 9th/10th Doctor Sonic. I like the fact they've come back to this colorization, the colours of the body, just to make it look like the 9th and 10th Doctors. If you want a true 9th, all you do, fill that in, undo that, glue it on, and then you fill that in, you've got an Aztec Sonic, but you'd have to only use it like these, like it normally is. So yeah, this one's a blue LED. So this one's original. And for those people out there, I've not barely used this at all. I've not. This is my pristine one. Here's my 10th Doctor 50th anniversary one. This is the one that I swapped. Yeah, this is the one that I swapped with the with this one, I think. And then I swapped this one with the being M1. So yeah, it's a lot of a tighter fit. I don't use this one because like it's 50th anniversary, and plus buttons on here tend to be like flimsy. I don't know why, but yeah, it's same for sound effects. This one's a blue LED. I can tell because of the plastic, and then you can. So yeah, this one's like glued on. So yeah, this one. You're gonna ask me what the hell's that? 10th Doctor Sonic, but it's a game one. Basically, the aim of the game is, no pun intended. I'll do a review of it. I did have the Tocklefane thing, but it's on the TARDIS because I sacrificed a switch out of it to fix this thing up. It came with the Master's laser, and the switch was broken, so I've had to like open it up. That's what this bit is for. Is when I was using the Solder 9. Oops. It works fine. It makes like a half decent 10th Doctor Sonic sound. It's chunky. It's massive. And this is your activation button. It's very inaccurate. But yeah. And you've got your on-off switch. And these are light up blue and it's your reset button. So, yeah. Here's my custom 10th Doctor Sonic. This is before I had the replica. This is basically when I was like desperate for like a replica size Sonic. I got bored and made a Sonic that would be accurate, at least to something. So, yeah. Basically, sacrificed parts from a different screwdriver and clonged it together. So, yeah, it's a little bit temperamental. This one's like Series 1, I think. Series 1 hybrid, I'm not sure. Yeah, this one's got the pen in it. Don't work though. But yeah, it's not glued in. This used to be the blue LED version as well, but it broke. So I've like, you know. So yeah. Then we have my newish 10th Doctor Custom, my 50th anniversary, the 11th hour variant. This one has no electronics in it. It just has a nice wiring. Just shame I didn't use the core in this one into this one because this one's like gloofed up. But I quite like how this looks. This is what I was using for a long time before I got the One Company Sonic. This keeps popping out because the thing's like bored out now. I was going to glue it, but I haven't had a chance yet. I don't think I need to just yet. But this is like my budget build, more of a budget Sonic, this one. So yeah. Then we have another 11th Doctor Sonic. This was branded as a 12th, but I used it as 11th. You can see there's two buttons. I've done the modification ages ago. So if something goes wrong with it, I can just swap the emitters around and keep using the same handle. So yeah, it has the same red button, but I've put like a line in it to make it look like the Rubber replicas or CTs. And then you could flick it up like that. Now, I will say, the BBC did use the 11th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver toy during a couple of episodes. It was also used in the 50th anniversary trailer. Matt Smith held this. Then it was the... I don't know the name of the episode, but it was with Clara, Series 7B. And then there was another one, Deep Breath, when you see the 12th Doctor Sonic poking out of his pocket and saying, "You've only got one shot at this, don't let it roll away." So, yeah. So, it's operable by flicking open. This is there to keep it, like, frictioned, so it won't slide open too far or anything, but it will do that. So, I can show you the sound effects on this one. And it does make a satisfying click, mind you, it's a toy, but I've made it sound like a really cool thing. I know it's not really to talk about because it's a toy, but still. So, moving on to another 11th Doctor Sonic. This one's more of a custom than anything else, because it's mainly using the body of a Touch Control Sonic, RIP. So I've made it somewhat accurate. Mind you, I need a proper button on there, but for now I've just done the old screw and technique. So yeah, it has the core in it. I'm not going to glue that in because, you know, I've lost this piece. This thing will look nice displayed. Don't know why. But yeah, basically it's a shark eating screwdriver custom. So, yeah. It's pretty hefty because of the just the amount of screws that's being used to make battery contacts with. But let's not talk about that. So now we're going to talk about Riversong screwdriver. I quite like this one. It's one of my favourites. Move that out of the way. So this one's the re-release. This cost me 35 quid, brand new, and originally supposed to hold it like this, but it's very uncomfortable. So I hold it like this because, you know, yeah. It has two modes, red mode, blue mode, or blue setting, red setting. You're pressing the neural relay, and you can have the lights on, but it won't allow you to use the sonic. So yeah, people have tend to lose these things. I've not yet lost this thing, touch wood. I've had this for a few years as well. So yeah, pretty cool. Ooh, well, thing's nearly done. This is the Master's laser screwdriver. I had one of these when I was a kid, but it broke. I remember just having this part in a school play. Something about electricity. I was doing a reference or something. Get back in. No. But this thing broke on me before I fixed it. Basically, to fix it, I had to like pull this thing down. There we go. And then I just like pry this thing off. So apparently my parents are being funny right now and trying to play some music through my Alexa when I'm trying to do a video. Thanks, guys. But yeah, I fixed the speaker, but I think it's a damaged button. The button tends to get stuck all the time, so I've totally kept the batteries out. But when I was trying to solder, again, plastic. Oops. But yeah, the bottom rotates. I never knew that could do that when I first had mine. I didn't know it had a second sound effects when I had mine. But now I got this one, like the recent ones. Well, it's not even a recent one, it's not even a re-release. It was the original version. But I didn't know it did like two things when I first had mine, my original one. But yeah. Yeah, it's my Master's laser. It's smaller than the prop itself. The prop's actually bigger. It's huge. So, yeah. So here's another Master's laser screwdriver. And oh dear me, it looks a little bit different. Don't get me wrong, I prefer using this one because I know that it still works. Would. You know, you got the little lights there, reset button. It gets to part of the game like I was describing earlier. Doesn't rotate on this one. That's actually a battery access point. On our switch, you got your 3 LEDs and stuff. And I can confirm there is actually 3 LEDs in these. So, and I don't know what the hype is about, but seriously. So here is a transtemporal screwdriver with a bit of a different body on it. This came with the 8th Doctor Sonic and the 11th Doctor Sonic and the TARDIS. Not the body, that came with something else off eBay, but I've swapped a couple of the things around. This is like broken, so it's like chipped, so I've tried to like thing it. It's not working, so yeah. There's no core in it. These things are stupidly put together. You can pull it, and it just comes apart. That's the one thing people don't talk about is build quality. But yeah, I always wanted this set as well, but now I'm like, do I really need this set? Especially look on this one. This one just pulls off. I like this one better though. I like because I've just swapped that part. I'm not going to go through all the sounds, but yeah, that's basically it. This is like one of my other least favourite Sonics. But I like the style of this one. It just reminds me so much of a 10th and a classic Sonic. I don't really use this because it's so massive. The thing about the Sonics that make things so massive, it's like so huge, it's like compensating for something. It's nearly, but it's taller than the actual thing. No, the tallest Sonic so far is a 12th, which we're going to talk about right now. This is the character options model, nearly. It's had a bit of a revamp. You can tell why. Look at the struts there, and look at the copper ring. Copper ring. I think it's brass on the actual prop. But on the Ruptor replica ones, you can pull these apart. It actually comes out. I can't say because I don't have it, but I've seen. I think it was the Nerds Archive that did it. Or was it same Sonic? No, it's same Sonic, different case. That's it. And then the Nerds Archive did it on his because I pointed it out to him. But yeah, this is basically so damn near screen accurate to the actual thing. It's exactly as apparently it's the same size as the actual thing. The only minute problems is this switch and like maybe there's like the missing grub screw there, and you know, with it being plastic. This is my second one of these. My first one broke because I tried to do the button mod originally and the speaker broke. This one, the speaker popped after using the chase mode after a while, and then I decided to take it upon myself to do the button mod, which, yeah. So it does have a new speaker in this, but it's a lot quieter than it used to be. It's more like the Rubber replicas, how it sounds anyways. But yeah, you can actually leave it to do that. So it comes in handy. So it's actually more accurate. So yeah. In the episode Oxygen, they did use the actual toy, but it was like battered up and everything. Then they sold it. And it went for a really ridiculous price. So yeah. So here's a custom before we get into the One Company collection. This one's more of a throwaway project. I got bored one night and decided to tinker with things. And I made up a custom second dot screwdriver, only for the time being, until I actually get my hands on an actual second dot screwdriver looking prop replica. I mean, there's been loads on eBay, but they don't seem right to me, so I'm going to wait until the right one for like a really good price. It's got an LED in it, but don't light up. Well, I mean, it could if I like made a battery pack like that goes up your sleeve, because you can never find batteries that's thin enough to fit in these things. So yeah, this is all part of a Parker pen. That's a clip. This is part of an old aerial. So yeah, it's a second dot screwdriver custom. So yeah. Moving on to the One Companies. So this is the 11th dot screwdriver. Now, when I first reviewed this thing was like so damp, but I used Brasso on it, and it really works. So yeah, it's actually starting to tarnish again. I took this thing apart, believe it or not. It's really easy. But if you want to take this thing apart, all you have to do is find you need to find the one with like the screw underneath. I think I've glued it back on because I accidentally broke it. But what you're supposed to do is you knock these little pins out, because yeah, it is on like a hinge for some odd reason. But you knock them out, and then you can like just lift it off and pry it, and then you got your screw underneath. Undo the screw, it'll pull the sides off, and then you can undo the Sonic in half, and then you can just lift the cage section out of the body, and you've just got the plastic One Company looking Magic Wand looking thing. So yeah, so that didn't last long, so I thought I'll put it back together. It does work. It's just I don't really use this. I think it's because it's so sensitive to the fact it's like, no matter how many I've tried literally to like carry this thing around with me, but every time I wanted it into using FX mode, it just kept going off in different directions. So this is why I'd barely use it. If it had a button on the handle and it did like the 12th and 10th dots of Sonic, then yes, I would, but it don't flick open. This was like the main problem. But then the One Company listened and said, you know what, we'll remake one, but this time make it flick. So yeah, I'm actually going to put that on the side. Speaking of 12s, here's my all-time Sonic. Still works to this day, touch wood. I keep saying touch wood, because you never know when things happen. The only thing that's happened over the past few years, well, months, I've lost the back screw in there. So yeah, it doesn't affect the function of it, but it's really loose. That's one thing I didn't point out when I first got this thing. It's like this bit, so loose. This thing is so rubbery. But yeah, it does work. I still use it, but not as much as my 10th Doctor one now. But yeah, I like to flick it. Yeah. I'm not going to go into functions or anything. I'm just going to show you the Sonic. I could show you the effects mode, so I might as well just turn it on. FX mode. So you got your Sonic there. So yeah. Enter lock code. And finally, my new addition, my replica. I can say a replica because it is technically a replica. It is actually a replica, so don't judge me. It is actually technically a replica because it is said it's a replica. So, yeah. This thing, I absolutely adore. It's like the whole thing melted through the screen just to get to my hands. But no, I had to wait like 2 months and a bit to get the money up and to send to Smithville for this thing. When I first got it, I was like, oh, I can't wait to open it. But now I'm like, I can't put this thing down. I can't take it with me sometimes when I get bored. So, yeah. The thing's starting to defrost a little bit, so that's good. Because the glue was on it. But now I've managed to get most of it off. The last video I did, when I tried to, when I did the review, after the video, I tried to reseat the head. But unfortunately, I was unable to do it. The wire wasn't jammed. I looked, I made sure. It's actually the plastic tab, like, it's gone weird, and it won't go up properly, so it's glued on now, so it won't go anywhere. But somebody told me in the comment section, if you do this too many times, it will, you know, separate. And I'll tell you something, it won't. I know it is pressed in, but people have converted these Sonics to like the Aztec versions, so they've worked really well. So yeah. Now, when I've tried to fix this problem, I accidentally pulled the black wire off for the emitter. I managed to solder it back on, so that's something. So I'm not going to take this thing apart anymore. So yeah, but yeah, it needs charging. This thing is so usable. It's so quiet. But yeah. But yeah. But yeah, that's my 10th Doctor Sonic. So, I hope you all enjoyed this little Sonic Screwdriver collection video. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. And have a nice evening, or day, or morning. Alonzo. I've really got to put these Sonics back now.